are the issues I'm dealing with here? Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. I don't need to worry about dropped frames. Okay, so things are still active. I do not know where the stream before kind of crashed and ended. And it seems like my live chat is not available. Oh, there we go. Everything's just dying on me. Okay, let's see if we can get back to this. So, I'll go ahead and just reestablish with this pack at least. I'll go over the rares that I pulled, but Eldraudimon here, this is from the beginning of that pack. Eldraudimon here is actually from Digimon Adventure 2020. He was a moving fortress, as I mentioned, or hopefully, just to reiterate, I think this dude up here might be Ceresmon, who, if that is the case, that is pretty cool. But yeah, he's a moving fortress kind of Digimon. Security attack +1, and his DP cannot be reduced by opponent card effects. So that's cool. Stravimon we already went over. Bulkmon here is pretty interesting because he is one of the champion forms of the new Digimon Pulsemon, which don't know if any of you keep up with some of that, but this dude here is like, if you probably do like more cardio stuff, I believe. But Pulsemon's evolutions depend on like your activity and such with the little Digi bracelet that's, I believe, prominent in Ghost Game right now. But let's see. Well, you have 3 or more security cards. This Digimon gains security attack +1. Not bad for a champion level. Boogeyman. I don't think there's much with him right now, though. Honestly, if this were an Impmon champion, I would not be surprised. That would be pretty cool. He's just a little red demon, probably more akin to like the servants of Devamon and stuff, like an updated Vilemon. Ooh, here we go, Eosmon, and this one is the one I was hoping to get because I would love to get like my hands on 50 of these, because its first effect is you can include up to 50 copies of cards with this card's card number in your deck. Because just as an establishment of a rule from the Digimon TCG, you can have as many cards with the same name as you want, but you can only have 4 with the same, the same card number. But this one specifically says if you've got 50 of these, you can make a deck of nothing but these. So, when attacking, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost. So, if you've got a few of these on the field and a few in your hand, when you attack with this, you can just pop them out. You can just pop them out onto the field. And its inherited ability is, on your turn, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. Madoki Betamon, just for the sake of things, because again, I don't know when the stream crashed on me. But Madoki Betamon here is actually pretty hard to tell the difference between it and regular Betamon. But Madoki Betamon's skin is actually a lighter green, and its frill here is like a slightly more orange than red. It's basically just a palette swap of Betamon, but it's, supposed to be cuter, or I guess. Kinkakumon, we've already gone over her. Here's Impmon. And let's see. On play, you may trash one card in your hand. If you do, return one Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers in its type from your trash to your hand. So this bad boy has a lot going for him for support of the Demon Lords. Flamemon. As I mentioned with Strabimon in the previous run of the stream, this little dude is the rookie form of Agunimon and his line. So that's why he's inherited here. While this Digimon has hybrid or 10 warriors in its form or type, it gains piercing. So that's pretty sweet. Ooh, Pile Volcamon. Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, there is apparently a rivalry between Volcamon or Volcanomon, depending on who you ask, Volcanomon and Etamon. They constantly challenge each other to be king of the Digimon. And this is their respective megas. Pile Volcamon, who is a professional wrestler, and Metal Etamon, the king of rock and roll. But this is actually pretty cool to see, because Pile Volcamon I actually didn't know about until very recently. He's an interesting mega for sure, because like I said, he's like a combination between a football player and an actual wrestler, because he's even got a champion belt right there. So let's see what he does. Reboot. Unsuspend this Digimon during your opponent's unsuspend phase. Sweet. Opponent's turn. When one of your other Digimon is deleted, trigger D-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. So that's pretty sweet. So if you've got like a couple of blockers, weak ones, and you use them in combination with Nisma for him, I don't know, but the way... Oh, these have a feel to them now. So I think this is an alternate artwork Dynasmon. Dynasmon, if you do not know, is one of the Royal Knights. He was actually... Fix this camera, hoping to God it doesn't crash. But anyway, while I do that, I can talk about this. He is one of the Royal Knights, and was actually a prominent antagonist in Digimon Frontier. He was actually partnered with Crusadermon, or Lord Knightmon. Sorry, my thing's telling me I'm experiencing some issues, which probably means... Yep. My stream back up. There we go. I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my system or anything. It might be my internet. I don't know. But anyway, back onto the topic. Dynasmon here was partnered with Crusadermon and actually served Lusamon for the entirety of their arc. Kind of knight. And if you've ever played Digimon Cyber Sleuth, he's kind of like a double-edged sword or a glass cannon kind of deal, because what he usually does is like his attacks either make him go feral or they're very strong. So it's kind of a flip of the coin how it goes. But let's see. When digivolving, you may trash the top card of your security stack to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. Add up to 2 level 6 or lower Digimon cards among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. All turns, once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger Recovery 1 to the deck. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I believe this dude's an alternate artwork, but I'll put him on the side because I just need to see if he's going to be going in the binder or not. Oof, things are chugging. Okay. Uh-oh. Is this my stream good? Come on. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm monitoring everything. I'm trying to make sure everything's squared up. But this is going nuts for me. Alright, next up we have Digimon. Now this dude actually is slightly altered artwork because in the Japanese version his guns are actually smoking. But in the American version they're not. There's another Digimon that's kind of similar to that, but if I pull him I'll go over that. But Digimon here is support for the Three Musketeers, which I haven't pulled one of those yet. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type and or 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 among them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. And here's the fun part. This Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type from your hand for a memory cost of 6, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. So if you're building a 3 Musketeer deck, this dude is one you definitely want to have in the mix. So, it's pretty damn sweet. Next up, Dragomon. Now, those of you who are familiar with the O2 anime probably recognize this dude as who was going to be a big bad in the Dark Ocean arc that never occurred. Which is kind of sad, because it would have been cool to see him. But he is effectively an underwater demon lord kind of deal. Let's see. When Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon with no Digivolution cards to its owner's hand. They are the Sistermon. Now, right here is supposed to be Sistermon Noir. But because in the Japanese version she looks like a nun, they kind of removed it and left Sistermon... I don't remember her name, but that's Sistermon Blanc up here. But the Sistermon are supposed to help Huckmon reach his full potential. And there's a whole slew of stuff going on with the Sistermon, which is hilarious. But let's see here. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. So pretty good for a champion. Ah, Petal-Dramon. This is the Beast Spirit of Wood. The Human Spirit of Wood being Arbormon, which is also in this set. And you may Digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your green tamers as if that tamer is a level 3 Digimon. And he has Piercing, which is pretty cool. Ah, Ferrismon, who seems to be the champion level of Boogieymon that we pulled earlier. Or the ultimate form of Boogieymon. Not much to say here. He's your cliche demonic emperor-looking dude. Kind of in a Dracula's Transylvanian castle, it looks like, which is pretty cool. Tinkermon. We haven't seen her for a good while. She was in the original sets, I believe, along with Petermon. And that was a fun little thing. So now this has a little more support. God. I'm going to keep going, but I don't know if my stream's holding up or not. Yeah, frames are dropping like a bitch. But I'll keep going. I'll keep going as long as I can. Anyway, on deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that's pretty sweet. Ah, Toy Agumon, my absolute favorite. Love him. Don't hate him in the slightest. All turns, while this Digimon has blocker, it gains plus 1000 DP. Great, so he's actually viable in my deck. That means I might have to consider putting him in there. Fantastic. Wonderful. Can't wait. Ah, cool, I pulled Arbormon, the human spirit of wood. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your green tamers as if the tamer is a level 3 Digimon. So effectively, if you don't have a Digimon, or if you have a tamer that's not really serving too much of a purpose for you, he's pretty good to just chuck out there. Acid Injection. This little dude is apparently the attack for Manticoremon. So, trash the top card of your security stack, then one of your opponent's Digimon gets -5000 DP for the turn. Security is added to your hand. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, Fly Bullet. This is one of those cards that Deputymon mentioned, with an option card of 7, cost of 7 or stuff, because this is one of the 3 Musketeer Digimon. Bielstarmon, I believe. If you have a Digimon with 3 Musketeer in its type in play, you may use this option card without meeting its color requirements. Because the 3 Musketeer Digimon are purple, red, and black, I believe. So it might be one of the first times I'm willing to try out a tricolor deck. But the main effect is delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. So that is not bad. Underworld's Call. This seems to be Titamon with his attack going on here. And once more, this weird gradient is going on where it makes it a little hard to read. When you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. Otherwise, if you play it, you may play 1 purple level 4 Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So that's pretty cool. That is nice. And hey, look who it is. Finally pulled him. Huckmon. So, Huckmon, or Hackmon, depending on your preferred dub, is the rookie form of Jessmon, one of the Royal Knights. And he was actually in Digimon Tri, from what I remember. So let's see. On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add up to 2 Digimon cards with Huckmon, Jessmon, or Sistermon in their names among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Now, it's a little hard to see, but that looks like it might be... Oh, that's Gankumon in the background. That's the Royal Knight who was actually training Huckmon, or we saw him training Huckmon in Digimon Cyber Sleuths. So that is actually pretty cool. So that's it for that pack. I might have to do a full diagnostic on my computer or something, because it looks like we're struggling our butts off here. But we'll get there. Keep it going. I appreciate your patience if you're watching this. But let's see. Next up, we got Boogeyman. Reinforcing Memory Boost. I believe this is going to be like the yellow version of that other purple card, Glaive Memory Boost, but slightly different effect to coincide with the coloring of yellow here. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Place one of them on top of your security stack face down. Add the remaining cards to your hand, then place this card in your battle area. This is actually pretty interesting because I could probably make this work with some of those other other cards I've pulled so far. But it's got the delay effect where it goes onto the field, and next turn you can discard it. But this one you actually get to gain 3 memory instead of 2. And the last one had this security effect too of placing this in the battle area. That just means you don't get this effect, but you do get the delay. Octomon, a classic Digimon. Pretty cool. He's sitting on a pile of treasure, similar to how he's usually depicted wearing a crown. Got a little scabbard sword there. This was actually shown to be the champion form of Syakomon, the little clamshell Digimon, in 02, because a set of triplets actually had a Syakomon each, and they all digivolved into Octomons. Tropical Venom. This is Tropiomon's attack. Main, one of your opponent's Digimon gain on deletion, lose 2 memory. So it's like that parabolic junk thing, only this is a negative to your opponent. So that's cool. Ginkakumon. This was the other one along with Kinkakumon. So you would pull these 2, and if they're in your trash, play Ginkakumon. Ginkakumon, like upgrade or what it said, and play these 2 on here because his inherited ability is when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, you gain a memory. So that's pretty neat. Another Aosmon, so that's 2 out of 50. Mammothmon. This dude, I actually thought for a while was Tapermon's ultimate because they have similar styles of headdress and stuff. But I don't think they are. They might still be. I'd have to check. While you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gains 1,000 DP. Another Arbormon. Babamon. I believe I pulled Gigimon before, but this is effectively Gigimon's wife, who I think the first time we ever saw her was actually in Digimon Tamers, I think. I want to say. I could be mistaken, but that was the first time I really remember seeing her, because Gigimon threw me for a loop, and so he's married to this. And she's like it says ancient, but she's got like the stitching on her mouth, so I guess that's like Baba Yaga. And next up, Agumon. And like I said, it's going to be like Gabumon. Once per turn, when you play a Tamer with Tai Kamiya in its name, gain a memory. While this Digimon is Agumon Bond of Bravery, it gains security attack +1. Now, I haven't pulled one of the bonds yet, so... Let's see here. This is Sora Takanuchi and Mimi Tachikawa. Again, you can see the artwork similar to Joe and Izzy. They are based off of the Tri era. And these 2 are actually purple. It's a little hard to see with the reflection, even though these guys are just rare, nothing all that special. Start of turn. If your opponent doesn't have a level 4 or lower Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Your turn, when one of your purple Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to trigger draw 1, and then trash a card in your hand. And Titamon! Ogremon / Goblimon's Mega. Now, I'm going to put this dude on the side because I believe in this set, this sword is going to come into play. Let's see. When Digivolving, trash 1 card in your hand. Then you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. When you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP and security attack +1. So this bad boy... I love Titamon because not only is he just so cool looking, he's actually meant to fight against the Olympus 12. And and there is a major story behind that. Like, he was specifically created to take them down. And, like, he got a little power hungry, I believe. But even his sword has a backstory. And if I pull the right card, I'll tell you that backstory and how clever these guys are with just making references to this stuff. Taitamon was definitely another Digimon I was hoping to pull. So let's see what we've got. We've got another Megadramon. Balukimon, or Baluchimon. Supposedly this is going to be Tapermon's actual champion form now, or at least that's what this is hinting at, especially with Tapermon's art. On play, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger draw 2. So that's pretty cool. Tropical Venom. Parabolic Junk. Actually funny those two are together. Ginkakumon. Ooh, Gigadramon. That's sweet that I actually pulled them. So, Gigadramon and Megadramon are kind of opposites of each other. They're supposed to be like the idea of the palette swap kind of deal. But they kind of do the same thing in this. It's just one's black and one's red, but they could both be put into a red-black deck because this guy qualifies as a black card, and this guy qualifies as a red card. And you can actually see the little missiles with the fists a little easier, which is pretty cool. So, Mammothmon again. Ooh, BBmon. This is Pulsemon's in-training form. When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 security cards, gain 1 memory. Babamon again. Gewalt Schwarmer. This is another of those 3 Musketeer cards. Yeah. It even says it on here. But this is from Gundramon, which this dude, I don't know if any of you know about Zoids, but he just straight up looks like a gun sniper, the Lena model. Iron Fisted Onslaught. So this seems to be Gunkumon's attack, which is pretty cool. Okay, again, I have to turn it so I can read it. Oh, that works. Right there, you can see it beautifully. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. So this is interesting because this doesn't say, like, if there's a tie, choose one. It's like, if your opponent has, like, 4 Digimon with a play cost of 8, they all go. You don't pick one, they all go. They cost the most. And Jessmon! I got the whole Huckmon line. Very cool. So yeah, this is one of the Royal Knights. Once more like Dynasmon, Omnimon and them. But this is Huckmon's final form. He's a bladed dragon with the spirits around him that protect him, which is pretty cool. Let's see. When attacking, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. So that is pretty sweet. Once per turn, when you play another Digimon this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP and piercing. So pretty cool. That's nice. So far, not a bad haul, not a bad haul. If I pull more Huckmon stuff, maybe I should look into making a Huckmon deck. Alrighty. Next up, we've got Dragomon, Bao Huckmon, Glaive Memory Boost, Bulkmon, Deltamon. This little dude's an interesting thing because some people say he might be a pre-Chimeramon since he's got like I think some people assume this is a Skull Greymon arm, and I think some people have said this might be an Orochimon arm. I'm not 100% sure, but funny enough, he's even referenced as a composite Digimon. But I remember seeing Deltamon, and I assumed he became Chimeramon, but as things went on, they kind of changed how that operated. But it's even cool because you can see like the main body is this dinosaur, and he's got two tails. One's got this metal tip, similar to this head. The other's got like a bony tip, similar to this head here. I'd have to look into it, but supposedly this might have been like a prototype of Chimeramon. I could be mistaken. Apemon! The Goku of Digimon. He's riding a little cloud. He's got his bone boomerang and stuff. Apemon I always kind of liked more than Gorillamon, but it's pretty cool to see. Unfortunately, there's not much info I can really give on him. I know he showed up in '02, and I believe Shurimon went up against him. But that's really about it. There's not much else I know about him. Eldraudimon, we've already gone over. Impmon. Mimicmon. Or as Chris would put it, who's putting Dark Souls in my Digimon? This dude was pretty recent. I think he's actually a reference to a recent line of Digimon toys that all have them in the little cages. On play, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, gain 2 memory. So, it's not too bad of a payoff. But yeah, he's basically just like a mimic from Dark Souls or anything else that would use this kind of thing. Because I'm pretty sure he just kind of lies in wait, and when something gets too close, he attacks. Happy Bullet Showering. So this is the final Three Musketeer option card, I believe. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So once again, it stipulates if they've all got the lowest DP, they go down. No discrimination here. Manoa Bellucci. This is the girl who is the partner of Eosmon, from what I recall. Let's see. She actually, she's a white card. If you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3. When your turn, when you play an Eosmon, you may suspend this tamer to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add a tamer card or 1 Digimon card with Eosmon in its name among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And on the opponent's turn, while you have an Eosmon in play, your opponent's tamers don't unsuspend during their unsuspend phase. Pretty heavy-handed. And Majiramon. This is another one of the Devas, like Vajramon or Antilamon. He is on the Chinese zodiac, the dragon, of course. And I think in Tamers, he actually went up against Cyberdramon and lost handily. So, let's see. When Digivolving, trash 1 Digivolution card from the top of your opponent's Digimon. And he's inherited because all the Devas are ultimates, so they can go a step beyond. When attacking, once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards in play, unsuspend this Digimon. That's pretty cool. So I think that's 3 of the Devas so far. So that's 1/4 of them. Because there was Antilamon, Vajramon, and now Majiramon. I don't think any other ones have come out just yet. But I could be mistaken. My memory isn't as perfect as some might think. Octomon, Nanamon, Deltamon. Murmurcusmon. So if you remember Ornismon from the previous stream before it died, this dude is actually the dude who's supposed to summon Ornismon. Let me see something, because I just noticed with his art. Let me see. Outright has it right behind it, and it looks like the throne that Murmurcusmon was sitting on is kind of ruined. So But this card is actually meant to bring out Ornismon. Retaliation, when this Digimon is deleted after losing a battle, delete the Digimon it was battling. And on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play one Ornismon from your trash without paying its memory cost. So, when he goes down, you're supposed to be able to bring this guy out. And when it's played, it can delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon straight away. So, I love cards like that synergize so damn well with one another. Of course, they're like gimmick cards, but it's still fun. It's still fun when that happens. Let's see. Reinforcing memory boost. Bakomon. Big Mamemon. Mojiamon. This little dude, I remember from the first Digimon season, because he actually started off like huge, but after a black gear was taken out of him, he shrunk down to about the size of Agumon and Gabumon. So let's see. While your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards in play, this Digimon gains jamming. When attacking, trash one Digivolution card from the bottom of your opponent's Digimon. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Blasted Disaster. This looks like Entmon's attack. And I don't think I talked about Entmon when I pulled him. When I go through and check him again, I'll talk a little bit about him. I don't know too much. I know he was in Adventure 2020 along with Petal-Dramon, surprisingly. But, yeah, I'll see if I can talk about him a bit. Suspend all of your opponent's Digimon, then gain one memory for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. So this is really good for a green deck. Pagumon. Hey, Sistermon Ciel! Okay, so that's her name. So, since I pulled her, I'll go ahead and talk about her a little bit. She is actually part of what used to be duo of the Sistermons, which was Sistermon Noir and Sistermon Blanc. As I mentioned earlier, Sistermon Noir was a little too close to looking like a nun, and it was especially funny because she had guns. So, I think the first time I ever saw the Sistermon was in Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, where Ciel and Blanc ran like a training thing. But anyway, to get back on topic, Sistermon Ciel was created because in Hacker's Memory it was Noir and Blanc. So they altered her and turned her from like a black cat nun looking one into a more mouse one. But when things kind of kept going, they realized that if they kept Ciel and Noir as two separate Digimon, them using different weapons while Blanc still kept her trident, it'd be a little weird. So I think they retroactively gave her this samurai sword, which is pretty cool. But another very fun fact about this is this card that I hold right here is supposed to be Noir. Because I mentioned it with Bao Huckmon. All three of the sisters actually exist. It's just in the US rendition of things, for some reason they will not let us have Noir. I don't get why. I know it's like supposed to be sensitive to religion and stuff, but at this point I think everybody's well aware of things. But yeah, there's actually a ruling in the Digimon TCG, just for the sake of if one person is playing a Japanese deck and another one's playing an English one, anything that would specifically affect Noir also affects Ciel, and vice versa. These are treated as the same card. They just have different artworks. So I'm definitely going to see if I can get my hands on a Japanese Noir, because I'd love to have all three of the Sistermon. And let's see. All turns, all your Digimon with Huckmon in their names or Royal Knight in their type get plus 2,000 DP. And on play, gain a memory. It's pretty sweet. So, Next. Oh. Oh. Okay. Gabumon. Bond of Friendship. Okay. So, last bit of spoilers for Digimon Last Evolution. This is Gabumon's final form before him and Matt just suddenly, stop being partners because apparently you got too old. They got too old to be Digidestined, even though that makes no sense because Joe still has Gomamon and, he was older than all of them. And, the ending of O2 kind of throws a monkey wrench into that, but anyway. So Bond of Friendship here is supposed to be the culmination of, like, the bond between Matt and Gabumon. And one of the funniest things about this is Gabumon Bond of Friendship, and if you look on its Digimon Wikipedia page, it will say this, he has the capability of turning into a motorcycle. And I hear you asking, why is that? Why can he turn into a motorcycle? Because Matt likes motorcycles. That is the only reason this Digimon has the capability of doing that, and it's been stated, but we have not seen his motorcycle form, and I hate that. I hate it so very much. I want to see this dude as a motorcycle, god damn it. Oh, man. But, yeah. This is a level 7 because it's supposed to go beyond Metal Garurumon and stuff, and it's supposed to be on par with Omnimon, as the movie kind of shows. Again, I haven't seen it, but I've seen the clips and stuff, and the way this was hyped up. He's supposed to be on, like, par with Omnimon. So, let's see. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a Tamer in play, you may unsuspend this Digimon. When attacking, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. Trash all of the Digivolution cards of that Digimon. So that is pretty damn sweet. I pulled the Sistermon, and I pulled Gabumon Bond of Friendship. Now I just need Agumon Bond of Courage, or Bond of Bravery. And then I can tear that thing a new one, because, God, I hate the design on him. But we'll get there when we get there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We will get there when we get there. Let's see. Alright. Next pack. We have Virus Elecmon. Now, this one I think is supposed to replace the Elecmon in the purple starter deck because that one has just stats and stuff, and this one actually has an ability, which is pretty cool. And it's on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. And I believe this is supposed to go hand in hand with that other Elecmon because you can see a Gabumon in the background here, which I think is supposed to be a reference to the fact that they're basically saying, like, hey, if you got that starter deck, you can replace that old Elecmon with this one. It's better. Skull Mammothmon. Sweet. Now, this was another one of the few megas that I actually had from the original Digimon TCG. And this is pretty cool. He's fighting a Skull Greymon. So we've got a bony mammoth fighting a bony dinosaur. Let's see. He has a blocker, which is pretty good. All turns, when you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. Not bad. And yeah, it's qualified as undead, so that's pretty damn cool. Pangiamon. This is effectively Ice Leomon. I think this is actually supposed to upgrade from the Leomon from BT01, which, let me see. Because I think I have all of my other Leomons here. Yeah, I do. I keep them on the side so that, if I get another box and stuff. But, yeah. The original Leomon, whose on deletion ability is to gain 2 memory, he can digivolve into a Pangiamon, whose stronger form gives him, when it digivolves to Mega, gain 1 memory when attacking. So, if you can keep your Leomon alive and digivolve him twice, oh, you're in for a treat. Judgment of the Blade. This, I believe, is Jessmon's ability. Yeah, you can see all the different silhouettes back there. one of your Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight its type can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon for the turn. And a security, which is a little bit wordy, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. Then add this card to your hand. Pretty cool. Tapermon, we've already gone over him. Forbidden Trident. The Suramon. Wizardmon, and he's yellow this time. So he might be able to synergize with Gatomon again. Your turn, once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, gain 1 memory. Pretty cool. Howling Memory Boost. So this is Gabumon turning into Bond of Friendship. It's effectively the same as the Glaive thing and the other memory booster that we just had. But this one's specifically meant for Gabumon, I think. Trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then place this in the battle area, and afterwards you can discard it and gain 2 memory. So that's pretty sweet. Demi-Meramon, the fire or the red in training. So let's see. When this Digimon attacks a player, it gets plus 1000 DP for the turn. That's pretty cool. And I love its Demi-Meramon, and I believe this is Smokemon? I might be mistaken. Cool. Got the Bond of Friendship, now I've got Matt Ishida. So now I can start using them together. It's fantastic. Well. So yeah, let's go ahead. It's basic. I believe this is basically going to be the same thing as ties, just focusing more on a Gabumon. So let's see. When one of your Digimon with Gabumon or Garurumon in its name is moved from the breeding area, gain a memory and trigger draw 1. Digivolve your Gabumon into Gabumon Bond of Friendship in your hand for its Digivolution cost, ignoring its level. If you do, trash the top 2 cards of the security stack. Then, if you have 1 or more security cards, delete that Digimon at the end of the turn. And Manoa again. So, there we go. There we go. Boy. So, let's see. Next pack. Making pretty good progress. Haven't pulled that Alphamon yet. Still got my hopes up. I've got enough packs to pull an Alphamon. I'm hoping to. Toy Agumon, don't care. Ferrismon, Skull Mammothmon, Deputymon, Pangiamon, Elecmon again, Baluchimon again, Pukumon again, Fly Bullet, Pianamon. Ooh, Machmon. Now this dude is actually pretty recent because he mostly recently appeared in the Adventure 2020 series, actually alongside Parasimon, which I think that's a Mega. Supposedly it's Arukenimon's Mega, like Pharaohmon is Mummymon's Mega. But it took over him, made him go crazy and stuff. So let's see. This guy actually has a brand new ability for the TCG. Decoy Black. When one of your other black Digimon would be deleted, you may delete this Digimon to prevent it. Now, I believe there's already going to be an errata for this to correct this wording. Because I think I believe this is going to be stating that like if it's deleted by an effect or an option card, you can delete this one to protect it. Otherwise, it doesn't work like that. And Sora, Takanuchi, and Mimi again. Yeah, I'm definitely not fond of the full shiny art. I wish it were back to the old way. Oh well. Thought it was a different color. So, we have Petal again, Tinkermon, Myrmicusmon, Gigadramon, Judgment of the Blade, Shoutmon, Mistymon, Wizardmon, Blasted Disaster, Pile Volcamon, ooh, TK and Kari. Two tamers on a yellow. If you have fewer security cards than your opponent, gain 2 memory. So this would definitely be good for this new set of yellows. When one of your yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1,000 DP for the turn. Not bad, not bad. Iron Fisted Onslaught, that is that attack for Gankumon. We are moving right along. Here we go, here we go. And now, Chikurimon, Goblimon, Eosmon, Gizamon, Deltamon, Stravimon, Toyagumon, Flamemon, that's pretty cool, Geralt Schwarmer, Mojimon, Matt, Huckmon. Oh, that's cool. I'm getting more Huckmons, so hey, maybe I can build that deck. Because I'm still working on the D-Brigade deck. I finally got the last Commandramon I need. Now I just got to flesh things out a little bit. Maybe some of these cards will help me. Who knows? Parasaurmon, Apemon, Gizamon. Getting a lot of these guys. Another Eosmon. Unfortunately, I'm getting more of these guys, but I'm not getting the ones that I can play 50 of. Chikurimon, Shoutmon, Mistymon. Volcanomon. Okay, this dude here, I actually love this. I apologize. Give me just a moment. Once more, I have to defer to my collection because this dude is a reference that I want to actually point out because it's actually really funny and really... It's a cute little reference. So, let's see. Just don't remember the spot it's in. Going through the binder. There it is. Okay, so I've got it. So, we'll go over it, and I've got the card I want to show right behind it. So, Volcanomon is a cyborg, and I want you to keep this artwork in mind. His inherited ability, while your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon in play, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Now, you ready for this? Look at that! The Agumon and Black Agumon that are playing this, like, this might be their first time, or they're learning how to play thanks to Volcanomon here, just blaring how to play. They're here, playing the game. Like in an actual tournament, it looks like. So, I think the story is, Volcanomon here was actually teaching them how to play the game, but they kind of took to it weirdly, and just later on, as adults, they're playing the game. I think that's actually really cool. And I love when the cards tell little stories like that. It's fun stuff like that make me love card games like this. Ooh. Pomumon. This is supposedly the rookie form of Tropiamon, and probably Parasaurmon if I were to take a wild stab at it. It's a vegetation. It's a little fruit dragon or fruit dinosaur. Once more, these guys actually showed up in Digimon 2020 as well. Big story about them. But this is pretty cool. He doesn't do much, but he's a decent beat stick, I guess. Ginkakumon Promote. That's what its name was. Promote. Matt Ishida once more. Mamemon! So we had Big Mamemon, now we have regular Mamemon. Funny thing is, I think we got Metal Mamemon before regular one. But I guess that was more for the Digimon World 1 references. Let's see. It's got the Decoy Black ability like Machmon did. And on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. Now this is actually kind of cool here, because if you look here, he looks like he's got a nub, but I think that was just him firing off his fist for an attack I believe is called Smiley Bomb. I could be mistaken on that. Just, again, my immense knowledge on all of this is a bit faulty at times. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, there they are. I'm putting it right where I didn't want to put it. Next pack. Uh-oh. Well, yep, that's unfortunate. I bent the corner of a card. Well, luckily it's one I don't have. I already have, so, yeah. Mammothmon, I just bent that bitch. Sorry, bud. Asuramon. Kinkakumon. Big Mamemon. Tapermon. Petal-Dramon. Bulkmon. I haven't pulled a Pulsemon yet, oddly. Demimeramon. Pomumon. Volcanomon. Hey! Gundramon! One of the Three Musketeers! And he's just a regular rare. Fantastic. Okay. So, yeah, he's one of the Three Musketeers, and the Japanese artwork for this, this guy is slightly altered because there are bullet holes in the artwork for some of these. Like, I think around here you'd see a crack, but around here you would actually see like a bullet hole with a glass shattering. I think there's less guns actually smoking on him, too. Like, Deputymon had his with, where the guns aren't smoking on the English version. But, yeah. One of the Three Musketeers. He's a blocker, which is cool. And he's a machine. So, who knows? I might actually play him in my deck. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may use one option card with a memory cost of 7 among them without paying its memory cost. Trash the remaining cards. If you don't use an option card with this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So that's kind of cool. It's like a Russian roulette deal. And, hey, I got the other Sistermon! That's awesome! Now I just need Noir. So, guess I'm going to have to head on eBay or something and find it. But yeah, this is Sistermon Blanc. She wields a trident where Ciel wields the sword and Noir wields a set of guns. So let's see. While you have a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its type in play, all of your Digimon with Sistermon in the names gain Blocker. And on play, trigger draw 1. So that's pretty cool. That's lovely. Okay, making progress. That's one of the Three Musketeers down, 2 to go. Now I'll have to get... I don't remember his name, but I know he's a red Digimon. So, we got Goblimon, Parasomon, Bauhuckmon, Parabolic Junk, Elekmon, Deputymon, Reinforcing Memory Boost, Happy Bullet Showering, Ooh, Chiaromon. Haven't gotten this one yet. I don't know much about her, but I do know she, again, showed up in 2020 pretty recently, just to be like cutesy fodder. When one of your opponent's Digivolution cards is trashed, trigger draw 1. Not bad. Hey, Junkmon! There he is. This little dude's got his ability on deletion, gain 1 memory to coincide with Parabolic Junk. So I guess he would Digivolve from Pagumon, which is pretty cool. Once more, showed up in 2020 and was actually the episode in which Garudamon Digivolved to Phoenixmon because he was building a dam, or had a crew building a dam to prevent a lava flow from overtaking an island. Izzy and Joe. Skull Greymon! Alright! Okay, give me just a second, guys. I'm going to set this on the side. This was one of the cards I was waiting on. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at this Skull Greymon, which is very, very beautiful. I am disappointed that he doesn't have a red Digivolution capability to show that he Digivolves from a regular Greymon, which would be cool. But when you see what he does, and when I explain to you what he does, it's going to make a lot of sense. So, when you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, you may place it under one of your purple Digimon at the bottom of its Digivolution cards. When attacking, you may trash one card in your hand to have this Digimon get plus 3000 DP for the turn. And Retaliation is its inherited ability. Now, I mentioned before about Titamon. See, here's the thing. His ability is, when Digivolving, you trash one card in your hand, then you may play a purple level 4 or lower Digimon. Here's the thing. This is how brilliant these guys are with making these little tidbits of information actually game relevant. This sword is Skull Greymon. So this little effect and the way this is supposed to work is a subtle hint at Skull Greymon, at a Titamon slaying a Skull Greymon and using its bones to make his sword. Because when he's discarded from the hand, thanks to Titamon, he becomes an inherited card. He becomes the sword. He becomes a weapon. I am so loving that. I love when they do stuff like this. It's amazing. So yeah, they took a little bit of tidbit of information and lore and turned it into a mechanic that works perfectly in this game. And I absolutely love it. I love when they do stuff like that. It's always fun. It's always amazing. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I love geeking out about stuff like that. It's just the level of detail and love for this. Tropical Venom. Eosmon. That's 3, baby. I only need 47 more. Myrmicusmon. Forbidden Trident. Apemon. Ferrismon. Bakomon. Sunomon. Savior Huckmon. Hey, Taropiamon. TK Ankari. Well, I got the alternate art of Mamemon. That's great. Well, I guess I'll point it out since I've got it here. He's got all the different Mamemons in the background here. You can see Big Mamemon in the back there. That's Bancho Mamemon up there. Prince Mamemon, or King Mamemon maybe. Regular Mamemon, and that little bit right there is Metal Mamemon. And it's got... Ooh. Hold on. Can you... It's got like a feel to it. So I guess that means that Dynasmon is a alternate artwork, because that's the alternate art for Mamemon. And yeah, I was running my fingernail across it, so might be scuffed, but I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried. Next pack. Getting to the bottom, but I've got faith. I got faith. I'm sure I'll pull him. I'm sure I'll pull my baby boy. I've got my faith. I've got my hope. Madoki Betamon. Bao Huckmon. Boogieymon. Deputymon. Tinkermon. Pangiamon. Skull Mammothmon. Bibimon. Howling Memory Boost. Ornismon. Manticoremon. Ooh! Gankumon! Okay. Another Royal Knight, and the one who actually brought Huckmon to the Sistermon, I believe. You can see his little spirit dragon here, which is pretty cool. When Digivolving, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Your turn. While your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon, this Digimon gains security attack +1. That's pretty neat. It's pretty nice. And again, this guy is actually one of the Royal Knights. And the first time I had ever seen him... sorry guys, I'm trying to manage stuff here, but I'm working on a tiny desk. Anyway. So the first time I saw this dude was actually in Digimon Cyber Sleuth. That's when it was the first time I'd really seen all of the Royal Knights at once. Data Squad kind of had that for the most part, but was missing a few. And this dude was one of them that was pretty prominent in the game, because there was an arc about him, you know, trying to get Hackmon at the time. His name was Hackmon, to like gain the confidence to become a Royal Knight, supposedly to replace him. So that's cool. That's cool. I got him. That's another Royal Knight down. I just need to get a regular art Dynasmon. Alrighty. Next pack, next pack. Okay. Here we go. Pangiamon, Mammothmon, Glaive Memory Boost, Madoki Betamon, Megadramon, Tinkermon, Petal-Dramon, Gabumon, Ginkakumon, another Pagumon, another Manoa. Ooh! Eosmon! What are the odds of that? Pulled her and her quote-unquote partner. So this is the Mega Eosmon. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. That's nice. When Digivolving, for each tamer in play, you may place one level 5 or lower Eosmon from your trash at the top of this Digimon's Digivolution cards in any order. If you place 2 or more cards with this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Your turn. For every 3 Digivolution cards this Digimon has, it gains security attack +1. Ooh, wow. So if you've got a decent setup here, you can you could probably rock your opponent pretty hard. That's nice. And unfortunately, I don't have much to say on Eosmon, because I've still yet to see Final Evolution. I just know that Eosmon is a... it's not exactly a fake Digimon. It's more of a man-made one, because I think the point of Eosmon was her to be able to try and hold on to her past and partner and stuff, which, again, had she been aware that the ending of O2 was a thing, she might have been able to relax a little bit, but, yeah, details. But, yeah, unfortunately I can't give much info there. Glaive Memory Boost, Parabolic Junk, Apemon, Eldoradimon, Ginkakumon, Judgment of the Blade, Gigadramon, Acid Injection, Kyaromon, Junkmon. Ooh, Rebellimon. Okay, so I might have mentioned this long time back when I had actually pulled like Digitamamon. This is currently Ogremon's official ultimate now, because it went Ogremon, Digitamamon, then Titamon, but now that's this dude, Rebellimon. And once more, Digimon 2020 gave him an episode all his own that kind of revolved around it, and it was very, very good. Especially if you're just a fan of the story of Ogremon and stuff. So let's see what he does. When Digivolving, you may trash one card in your hand to have this Digimon gain Blocker and Retaliation until the end of your opponent's next turn. All turns, this Digimon is also treated as black. So this dude is a purple and black. That's pretty sweet. And Wyvern's Breath. Okay, so this is actually Dynasmon's attack. Or one of his two. But this is him like firing out the draconic aura that he also possesses that kind of causes him to go feral at times. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 15,000? Wow. That's a heavy hit. Security, activate this card's main effect. Ooh. So that's a cool little trap that you might be able to set. Especially if you know how to manipulate the cards a little bit. That's impressive. Let's see, I've got 4 packs left. I've still got hope. I've still got faith. I can pull Alphamon. I can do it. I know I can. I know I can, and I will. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Alphamon. I'm going to get my baby boy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get Alphamon. I'm sure this pack won't be it, but it's going to be one of them. Baluchimon, Megadramon, Elecmon, Parasaurmon, Dragomon, Ferrismon, Nanimon, Gabumon, Savior Huckmon, Sunomon. Ooh, Rattlestar. Oh, this is Gabumon Bond of Friendship's ability, or his attack. Return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand. If your opponent has 3 or more Digimon in play, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck instead. Trash all of the Digivolution cards of that Digimon. And activate this card's main effect is its security ability. Not bad. And TK. Damn it. Damn it. TK. Damn it. Broke my heart. 3 packs. I've got this. I have got this. I can do this. Okay. Here we go. Strabimon. Boogimon. Gigadramon. Tapermon. Octomon. Toy Agumon. Asuramon. Arbomon. Babamon. Agumon. Ancient Troymon. I think this used to be known as Ancient Trojamon, but now it's Ancient Troymon. This is Arbomon and Petaldramon's legendary warrior, the legendary warrior of wood. Let's see. Opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, suspend up to 2 of their Digimon without blocker. On deletion, you may play one green level 4 or lower Digimon card with hybrid in its form from your hand without paying its memory cost. Very, very sweet. And, hey, I pulled Pulsemon finally. Don't know why he's rarer than his other form, but, hey, is what it is. On play, you may trash 3 cards from the top of your security stack until there are You may trash cards and gain 1 memory for each security card trashed. Ugh, that's a bit risky. While you have 3 security cards, this Digimon gains jamming. So not too bad of a combo to play, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be willing to risk it. Ugh, all right. So we are down to the final 2. We are down to the final 2 packs. But I've still got hope. All I need is 1 pack. 1 pack to do it. And if I get it, then we're good. If not, then I'll just have to get another box. And that's fine. That's all good. So, Kinkakumon, Eldradimon, Nanamon, Deltamon, Skull Mammothmon, Big Mamemon, Ginkakumon, Impmon, Mimicmon, Happy Bullet Showering, Machmon, and Sora and Mimi. Well, that was disappointing. This is it. Last pack. So, it all comes down to this. Got 1 last pack, and that will be it. Oh, boy. I'm nervous, but until I see that last card, I've got hope. Got hope. So let's take a look. Reinforcing Memory Boost, Forbidden Trident, Tropical Venom, Eosmon, that's the 4th one, Octomon, Myrmicusmon, Bakomon, Tropiumon, Mimicmon, Agumon, Gundramon, and the last one is Magna Kidmon. Well, what a way to go, huh? Well, gotta do my due diligence. So Magna Kidmon here is one of the 3 Musketeers. As of now, this is the 2nd one that I've pulled. Gundramon here being the 1st. That means I have 1 left to collect. And just for the sake of my sad little heart, I'm going to do this. No, not that one. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. I don't want to look at you, baby boy. So, Magna Kidmon. Security attack +1. When digivolving, you may use 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 in your hand without paying its memory cost. If you don't, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. So you can effectively use one of those option cards, or you can go with the other effect and just outright delete a Digimon with 4,000 DP. So not too bad. He's also a Dragonkin, apparently, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, that does it. That was the last batch, the last pack I had to open. So we are done, unfortunately. No Alphamon, which is sad, but just means I've got to keep on trying. So, for the time being, let's take a look at the rare stuff that I pulled. So, Magna Kidmon, Agent Troymon, Pulsemon, Rattlestar, Rebellimon, got Wyvern's Breath, Eosmon, Gunkumon, TK and Kari, Titamon, Skullgreymon, Gundramon, Sistermon Blanc, Mamemon, TK and Kari, Machmon, Matt, Sistermon Ciel, Gabumon Bond of Friendship, Manoa, Majiramon, Iron Fisted Onslaught, Jessmon, Sora and Mimi, Underworld's Call, Huckmon, Tai, Manticoremon, Morphomon, Cutting Edge, Izzy and Joe, and funny enough, Entmon is the last one. So, like I promised, I'd do this. I pulled this little Petal on the side. Apparently, these two actually oppose one another. Once more, if we're going by the laws or the lore kind of shown in Digimon 2020. Because Petaltramon here is about life, and Entmon is like rotten dead wood. Delete. You can see like all the debris and stuff around him. He's actually supposed to be like the antithesis to life, a plant that sucks out all the life force around it, and Petaltramon apparently opposed that. So it's pretty cool to see these two in a set like this. And if you look at it, like from this point of view, like Petaltramon on the top with all the foliage leading to the sky, Entmon on the bottom. Entmon's looking one way, Petaltramon's looking the other. And if we look at it like this, they're kind of, in a weird way, looking towards one another. Petaltramon looking up to him while Entmon is firing down upon him. It's interesting, little things like that. But, yeah. So, since my face cam has decided to outright die on me, there is not much I can do beyond this point. I mean, the last thing I could do is... Like I've said, I've been working on a red-black deck, but I kind of went back a little bit and made an all-black deck. And this actually might get upgraded now that I've got more options to work with. But right now, like my main Digitama options have been just Kaporimon, because everything else was either geared towards like the D Brigade or the Diaboromon line. So there wasn't too much that could be done in there. But now with some of these new cards, I've actually got some plans that I can do to upgrade both of these decks. Like I said, I absolutely hate Toy Agumon, but due to his inherited abilities, they benefit me, so I put him in. Got Commandramon, a decent blocker to benefit off of that. Infinity Cannon. Shademon here. I got him mostly to utilize his security, since he's a blocker. If he's in the security stack and loses, he comes out as a free blocker. So, and him being unable to attack isn't too much of a problem. I've got this Tai Kamiya from the black starter deck to give me a little extra boost with blocking capabilities. Laser Eye to de-digivolve my opponents. This black Greymon, not Black Greymon, but War Greymon of the black coloration, with his blocker and reboot's pretty good. Atomic Ray, so I can utilize some abilities to attack with blockers and stuff, and even leave one that can't reboot. This Greymon here, I got him for this card effect, which lets me draw if my opponent doesn't attack. Jazzamon for some offensive capabilities. Tsunarizamon. I just like Tsunarizamon, so he's in the deck. He unfortunately doesn't mesh well, and the only way his ability here is actually of any use is because of another card in here. I've got Megadramon here, the black variation, for the sake of, you know, digivolving into a Mega that could probably use blocking capabilities. Like I could pop Pyandramon into this and he'd have some capabilities now. I got 4 copies of this Monotamon in here because it's a decent searcher. because I can look at the top card of my deck when I play it and when it's deleted, which means I can security attack with it, and that counts. So on deletion, I get to reveal the top 3 cards of my deck, and if I find another Monotamon, I can play that out, put the other cards at the bottom of the deck, and get a free peek at the next card I draw. Gatsumon here, regular one with 6,000 DP. The other one is a blocker, which would probably do well in the deck, but I figure I need a little raw muscle for rookies. I've got a Blazing Storm of Metal in here, which gives my Digimon with Reboot 1,000 DP and blocker, which is pretty good, but I haven't had too much use for it, so I might swap it out. Shademon, Monotamon. I've got Kresgarurumon in this deck. I know it can Digivolve from a red, but it suits this deck a little bit better because when he's Digivolving, I can reveal cards, and if they're red or black, I can play them. Izzy here works best in an all-black deck because, first off, he's one of those, if your memory is below 2, at 2 or less, he sets you to 3. But when you play him, you get to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and if all of them are black, then you can gain a memory. So when you play him for the first time, that can boost you. Beast Cyclone. Any Digimon with blocker or reboot gets security attack +1. So Breath of the Gods here to make a Digimon reboot and make it indestructible for a little while. Metal Tyrannomon, which I could probably swap out for some stuff now. Spider Shooter, because de-digivolving is pretty good in most cases. Black Gaugamon here I got for, while it's got reboot, it gets jamming when it's digivolved. Dark Side Attack, which is a good card for this. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. So if they've got some low cards out, then, you're in luck. Like I mentioned, I've got a Gatsumon here. It's weaker and costs 1 less to Digivolve, so you can basically do it for free. But the trade-off is he's a blocker, and he can attack, but you lose 2 memory for it. This Greymon here, with the reboot gaining jamming. Jazzamon here, again, it's just for a little bit of muscle. Blitz Greymon, because I'm always going to put a Blitz Greymon in these decks. He's my boy. He's my favorite Greymon variant. And this is the one from the starter deck. Now, I could pop in the other Blitz Greymon from the booster packs, but he's unfortunately a red. So while he would synergize with this, I could probably do a little bit better with things, because like with Izzy, if I play that, then I'm kind of screwed. Final Zubagon Punch I'm probably going to take out, because this pretty much works better with straight up Blastmon, Monotamon. I've got this tie here with all that does the same thing as the other Izzy card does. If my memory's at 2 or less, I can set it to 3. And on my opponent's turn, all of the black Digimon on my side of the field gain 1,000 DP, so pretty stupid to not have him in this deck. Metal Greymon, Gardramon, Andromon, looking back on the good times. More Commandramons, Gogmamon, which is the only card in this deck that can really utilize Tsunarizamon. I've got Bancho Golemon, because that's one of my boys, and he's a pretty decent blocker. Joe, which is great with blockers, since if you start the turn with a blocker in play, you gain a memory. This version of Machine Dramon is pretty good, because unlike the other Machine Dramon, which has an on-play effect, this one is an on-Digivolve effect, which means he's much cheaper to play, but he gives other Digimon reboot, which is good. This is actually a promo Tsunarizamon that I got my hands on. All of my black Digimon with 13,000 DP or more gain piercing, which pretty good. Apparently, while this Digimon is black and has a 13,000 DP or more, Digimon gains security attack +1. So I don't think there's really many of my black cards in here that would qualify for that. Closest would be my Blitz Greymon here with 12,000, but unless I've got something that boosts him by 1,000 for something, then he's pretty much not that usable. But hey, now I have more options to fool around with, which is good. Very happy about that. So, I think that is going to do it. Well, I'm very sorry if you're watching this second half after the first one, because the stream decided to die on me first go round. But if you're watching this later on, thank you very much for checking it out. I'm very sorry nothing extravagant really happened. Oh, I guess last thing I should show off at least is these two alternate artworks. Like I said, I'm 90% sure this Dynasmon is an alternate art, and I'm 100% sure this Mamemon is alternate art. But yeah, I think overall that will do it for this go round, guys. I'll try and get my hands on another double diamond box, and we'll try this again. I'll make my target card list once more, like I've done before, and get that squared up and going. So hopefully next time around, I won't have so many issues. But I think that'll do it. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, and I will see